What's up YouTube, it's Razer. So I haven't recorded a Yugioh video in a while, so I figured I'll do this replay. I got a replay here on Devpro. Show it to you. Clock Tower Prison Lockdown. And it involves the win condition for this deck is to deck out your opponent. There's no other way this deck can win. The only way it can win is by deck out. So and it looks like he's using Plant Synchro. So he's going to be milling a lot of cards, so that's going to help me deck him out quicker. As you can tell, I got Needleworm and all that in here. And just so you know, with Prohibition, I called MST. That's why I have Prohibition in here, to call it, always call MST with Prohibition. Yeah, basically Clock Tower Prison's effect after 4 turns. After it has 4 counters on it, I take no battle damage. That card I just normal summon puts a counter on Clock Tower Prison. So basically after 4 turns he's not going to be able to... He's not going to be able to inflict any battle damage to me. And Clock Tower Prison's protected 1 time because of Magic Reflector. That spell card that you saw earlier. It basically use it on a face-up spell card and it'll protect it 1 time from being destroyed. So basically it has to destroy Clock Tower Prison twice. As of right now. So right now I take no battle damage. So he has to get rid of my Clock Tower Prison to win. The only problem is his deck don't have cards that destroy cards that destroy stuff except for Black Rose. Black Rose is the only card in that deck that destroys stuff. So pretty much there's nothing he can do. I was thinking of ways to beat Plant Quasar, and this is the way to do it. They can't win if they can't inflict battle damage to you. Their deck does not run. They don't have Cowboy in their extra deck, so they can't inflict burn damage. So pretty much, if they don't end this deck in 1 turn, you can easily beat them. Of course, if they end you in 1 turn. If they OTK you, basically, there's nothing you can do against that. But if you can manage to get 4 counters on Clock Tower Prison, their deck's gonna lose. So he makes Black Rose the only card in his deck that can destroy stuff. And it gets Blackhorn. So there's pretty much nothing he can do now. All I'm doing is wait until he decks out. So he makes Star Eater, thinking that Star Eater can get through Clock Tower Prison, but Star Eater cannot get through Clock Tower Prison. Alright, so now he's no Magic Reflector on Clock Tower Prison. Now Clock Tower Prison is protected twice. So he has to destroy Clock Tower Prison 3 times now. Alright, so he goes ahead and quits. There's nothing he can do. So I'll show you his deck real quick and then I'll get you the deck profile for this Clock Tower Prison deck. So pause the video if you need to. But I'll be right back with the deck profile. Alright, so I told you I'd do a deck profile for this deck, and here it is. As I mentioned during the duel, this deck wins by a deck out. And it involves Clock Tower Prison, getting 4 counters, and taking no battle damage. Basically meaning that you can't lose. Unless they inflict burn damage on you. So let's go ahead and take a look at this deck, and I'll talk about it as we go through. 3 card guards. If you don't know what card guard does, basically when it's normal summon or special summon, place 1 guard counter on it. This card gains 300 attack for each card counter on it, but that doesn't really matter. Once per turn, you can target one other face-up card you control, remove one guard counter from this card, and if you do, place one guard counter on that target. So basically, you normal summon it, gets a guard counter, you put the guard counter on Clock Tower Prison. So it'll be protected one time. So the card guard will get destroyed first, or the card guard counter will get destroyed first, and Clock Tower Prison will stay on the field. And then the next card here is Destiny Hero Dread Servant. When this card is normal summon, place one clock tower or place one clock counter on Clock Tower Prison. So basically you normal summon him and Clock Tower gets a counter on it. So basically when it goes to your opponent's turn, it'll have 2 counters on it. Card D, obviously for the draw power, of course. Needleworm to deck out your opponent. Effect Veiler. Obviously, what that's for is stop effects, obviously. Magic Reflector works just like Card Guard. Basically, use it and select Clock Tower Prison. And Clock Tower Prison will be able to prevent itself from being destroyed one time. So you can save Clock Tower Prison from being destroyed one time. Per magic counter. Or per Magic Reflector, I mean. Terraforming to add Clock Tower Prison to your hand. Pot of Duality for the draw power. Prohibition to call Mystical Space Typhoon, like I mentioned during the duel. And of course, the whole headliner of the deck, Clock Tower Prison. During each of your opponent's standby phase, place one clock counter on this card. While there are 4 more clock counters on this card, you do not take any battle damage. All battle damage is reduced to 0, that's right. When this card, the rest of the effect don't really matter. Only thing that matters is that part I just read. You take 0 battle damage. This card right here, Eternal Dread. Put 2 clock counters on Clock Tower Prison. Basically, this speeds up the deck a lot. Basically, let's say you open up with Clock Tower Prison. You set this card, and you also summon this card as well in that one turn. Basically, this card will put a clock counter on Clock Tower Prison, that's 1. Then during your opponent's standby phase, that's 2. And if you have Eternal Dread and you activate it, that's 4. So with them 3 cards, in the first turn, you take 0 battle damage. Meaning if Clock Tower Prison don't get destroyed, you win. Or you can't lose, I mean. You don't win, but you can't lose. 3 breakthrough skills, stop effects. 3 Blackhorns, stop effects. Basically, you want to use Blackhorn on stuff that destroys your cards. So, like Black Rose, Judgment Dragon, and all that good stuff. And then finally, Soul Morning. And that's it, that's this deck. Very simple concept. Protect Clock Tower Prison. Get 4 counters on. And attempt to deck out your opponent. That's it. Simple as that. I'm going to call this deck Clock Tower Prison Lockdown. I've won quite a bit of duels with it. And as you saw, I beat Plant Quasar, which is a very good deck, and I still beat it, so this deck's pretty good if it can beat Plant Quasar. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out other guides and videos on my channel. And please subscribe, and I'll try to do more Yu-Gi-Oh videos soon, hopefully. I don't usually record a whole lot of Yu-Gi-Oh though anymore. I mainly focus on my Let's Plays and all that. But I might do more Yu-Gi-Oh videos here and there. We'll see. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Later.